Okay. Let's see. The best fats. All right. That's one of the things that's tough. Getting enough fats in. There's I've actually had to make fat bombs. We use like stevia and mix it with coconut oil and maybe some cocoa. You can have some of these things, okay? I think even put a little peanut butter in it, little fat bombs like that. There's all kinds of recipes for all kinds of different fat bombs if you look on YouTube. But you can have like olive oil, let's see, avocado oil, which I use for cooking steaks because it has such a high smoke temperature. Refined coconut oil is good because it has a higher smoke temperature than unrefined, and that would be good for frying. And I will make like a clarified butter or a ghee. It takes a little time to make it, but it's a lot cheaper than buying it. But once you get rid of the milk fats that's in it by clarifying it, you'll still have the butter, some of the butter taste, but it'll have a much higher smoke temperatures, and that's good to cook with. And plus, you can set it out at room temperature, and it can just stay out for months. At least that's where ours stays, right next to the stove. Or you can just use bacon fat. Now I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and probably not the best thing to say. This is what I do. I don't necessarily recommend you do it, but sometimes, especially if you don't have a lot of money, there's certain little concessions you have to make. Now, ideally, you would want uncured bacon with no sugar. Now, I can find no sugar bacon, but finding it uncured is tough unless you go to one of the health food stores, maybe like I don't know, Whole Foods or something like that. And I mean, there's some things that we do buy. We like to get the range-free or cage-free eggs, brown eggs from like Kroger, or and you know, we'll pay a little bit extra for those. It's because it's not too bad. You can get them for what, under $3 for 12 for a dozen, and we eat a lot of eggs in the house. Okay, don't be afraid of the cholesterol. Okay, your cholesterol will come down. Oddly enough, your brain is composed of cholesterol. Okay, your body needs it. It actually manufactures more. Your body actually manufactures more cholesterol than you would get in 12 eggs. So in a day. So don't be afraid of it. There are occasions we'll eat stuff. Personally, I would love to be able to buy like grass-fed beef and things like that, but let's face it, it's an expensive thing to do, to buy grass-fed beef. I mean, you're talking at least another 30 to 40% on the cost of the beef, maybe even double. So we still buy regular beef. Grass-fed is the best because the cows are eating what they're supposed to. They're out in the open, in the fields, eating grass, and that's the way they were meant to live, not in a cage, and not eating grain. Okay, they're not supposed to eat grain. They only give them grain to make them fat. And it's not good for them, and you're not going to get the same nutrients from your meat like you would if you were eating grass-fed. But again, we have to make concessions when it comes to money. We only have so much. One of these days we'll save up enough money and maybe go in on half a cow or a quarter of a cow or something with somebody. But Um, let's see. But there are little concessions, like with the bacon. Uh, we don't get the uncured bacon. It's better to get uncured, but well, you can't always get what you want. Like I said, cost wise, and then there are other things that we'll eat. Because I like Nathan hot dogs, okay, and we shouldn't eat those. But overall, it's such a negligible amount, and we don't eat many. Once in a while, we'll eat some. Not very often. I mean, we're talking about like once every 2 or 3 weeks, and we're only talking a couple of hot dogs, which equals 2 carbs. Because I think Boar's Head makes a hot dog that has no sugar in it at all, but Sue does not like it. She does not like Boar's Head. And she loves Nathan's, especially when it's fried in butter. But once in a while, we'll push it a little bit. But I think as long as you're really trying to stay strict on everything else, I think overall you could be good. Now, there are quite a few no-nos, though. I think I mentioned this before. No grains. No grains. No starchy foods. Do not get the cheese that's grated. Okay, they use starch to keep the cheeses separated. Do not get it. Buy it in the blocks. Shred it yourself. It's a little work, but Sue, now she likes it better. Let's see. In every other respect, like I said, just watch your carbs and up your fat. Okay, those are the main things. Don't eat starchy vegetables. Eat plenty of things like broccoli, asparagus. Great food to eat is avocados, because it's really high in fat and fiber, because you want a lot of fiber in this diet, because you don't want to get constipated. So you'll want to eat a lot of fiber. Macadamia nuts, probably the best nut that you can eat, because it's so high in fat. It's good. It's a little expensive. We'll buy macadamia nuts, but we also have to eat peanuts as well. But watch your peanuts. You can get the salted. We get lightly salted planter peanuts because they don't add sugar. Believe it or not, the salted, straight out salted, they put all kinds of sugar and other things. And you can even get peanut butter, but like you can get it ground at Kroger's. Get the peanuts ground up for peanut butter, and it's not too expensive, and it has nothing in it. Now you might want to mix some artificial sweetener. Stevia is a good artificial sweetener. Stay away from aspartame. Anything that's got aspartame or what's it? Equal. Splenda is not so bad. Try to stay away from pop, diet pop. I know it's tough. Try to stay away from it. Maybe make yourself a coffee in the morning. Put some grass-fed butter. That's some coconut oil. Mix it in a mixer. Blend it for a couple minutes. Now, I'm not a coffee person, but Sue likes it a lot. Or just put you some heavy whipping cream. Nothing holding you back. Let's see. It's starting to get long again. I have to cut it a little short here. Is there anything I'm leaving out? Oh, I'm sure if I think of something, I'll let you know. If you have any questions, I'm sure you can leave them in the comments. Again, I'm not like a super eloquent person when I'm talking about this. I'm just telling you what's working for us and what we're doing. See you in the next video.